If you don't already know, it still says it on the website. They plan to... I don't know if the game already has loot boxes already, or if they're adding loot boxes now for the very first time. When I got the game, it didn't have loot boxes. But the one thing I do know about this game is that they added microtransactions. I guess they're following in the footsteps of EA, thinking if we release the game first, we can add the loot boxes later. EA just... yeah, I said it in the Rainbow Six. Or no, Ghost Recon. I'm mixing up the names now because loot boxes everywhere. It's a damn shame I bought this game so long ago when it was on sale. But I won't be playing it anymore. Not like I play it much anyways. I actually forgot I even owned this game until this, matter of fact, was a thing. And since Payday had loot boxes, I was looking for something to replace Payday, and it's a damn shame that as soon as I heard about this game again and remembered, wait a minute, I have that game, it was that something about the pricing changing, which they say that the pricing remains unchanged up top if I scroll up. I don't feel like putting in the effort. That's why there's not going to be any gameplay. I mean, why should I put in the effort? I mean, god damn it. Another game, Ubisoft. I can't wait to see how you do this with Far Cry 5.
Of course I believe you, but you haven't taken any illegal drugs, have you?
Come on, girls. Quiet. We're gonna take a look.
Mommy!
I seriously cannot wait to see how you guys do this with Far Cry 5, because I will not be buying Far Cry 5 until maybe a year after it's been out, just because of this. I mean, I could see you guys doing the same exact thing, where you wait till everybody's bought your game, and people are still buying your game, and then you add them later. I mean, it's another game I guess I'm promoting not to buy, because we have to vote with our fucking wallets. We literally have to now. That's what it's coming down to. You have to find... or, you know, the Switch has a various library of games that doesn't have loot boxes and microtransactions. Mario Odyssey is pretty goddamn fun. And see, that's the funny thing. I never really thought I would want a Switch, or that I would ever get a Switch, but being able to play games that don't have these elements is just so refreshing compared to this and Wildlands and The Division and fucking Payday. What else? Should I like... I never fucking bought Overwatch because of the loot box. Shit. I have addictive tendencies, so, you know, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna try to feed into that. Especially when it was like... I know they drew them back, and they're apparently not as shitty as they used to be, but they still do those seasonal things where you can only get them through the seasonal loot box bullshits, blah blah blah.
But you haven't taken any illegal drugs, have you?
What is it, Battlefront? Star Wars Battlefront? That's ruined forever. That game's done. I mean, I'd love to see EA completely rework the entire progression system. I'd really like to see that. If you guys don't already know, and if you haven't heard, you should look into what's happening with the next UFC, if anybody's interested in those type of games. Oh man, EA. You guys are going to be so mad if you don't already know about UFC and the plans that microtransaction loot boxes where your punches literally depend on a loot box. How strong your punches can depend on what drops in a loot box. Like, I don't know if they've drawn it back since that's gotten out, but that was a thing for a while. If nobody, I'm betting a lot of people didn't know. It's not like a lot of people watch me, so they still won't know, but yeah, that's mostly, YouTube also shut down the entire fucking revenue thing for new channels. So, it's not like I don't want to put effort in. One thing, I do like editing videos. I mean, that's fun. And that's more of what it is at this point. I was hoping down the road I could make it a small revenue source, and make a little bit of money on the side, but YouTube's shutting that down because they have fucking retards as their top stars who think suicide is something to be made into a fucking tag for your video to get views and laugh at. Like, I'm not going to go down the list of reasons why he fucked up. And, it's funny how... God, he's like a fuck... No, I'm not going to turn it into that. We're keeping on Ubisoft, and we're keeping our anger towards them. They deserve it now more... Well, no, he still deserves it, but they deserve it now more than anything, because, yeah, if you don't already know, loot boxes are coming if they aren't already in the game. And the Outbreak Pack can only be acquired for 300 R6 credits each. That being said, only a few other Outbreak rewards will be available through gameplay. So it's a limited thing, I'm guessing, then. And will be awarded based on other... to be later... Well, I don't even want to read it. I mean, you know what? Pause the video and read it yourself. 1, I suck at reading. 2, why the fuck should I put in effort for Ubisoft? Well, they were just fucking everybody who bought their game. I mean, I can't, like... Are you guys gonna do this to Far Cry next? Is Far Cry 4 and 3? Well, I don't even play 3, but I can't... I can imagine you guys adding some kind of Far Cry crate. What the hell would they be called? That should be like the whole thing here. Let's try to come up with what the Far Cry loot boxes will be called. These ones are called Outback. I'm thinking of the steakhouse. Outbreak crates or packs. So there's Outbreak packs. We got Battle packs. I can't remember what the hell, like, if you saw the Wildlands, it's in the tags, the name of the fucking things, but what would the Far Cry loot boxes be called? Cry crates? Cry packs? Far packs? Calling them Far Cry crates would just be stupid. But then again, I mean, they only care about making money, so, it doesn't really matter what you call them. You could call them fucking, fuck you, give me monies crates, and people would still probably buy them, because they only care about catching their whales. Won't be buying any multiplayer-based games from you for a while, but, I mean, I've already bought most of them. You guys fucking put loot boxes in Assassin's Creed, that's why I'm not skeptical to you guys fucking putting them in Far Cry whatsoever. Like, I could see it happening already. I can just see it happening. I'm sorry if staring at... maybe I should just fucking put some Destiny in the background. That's what I should do. But, aside from that... This is, I'm just running out of words, I guess. I mean, it's less anger and just more disappointing. It's becoming less angry and more disappointing and more, typical. And kind of like, I'm spending my money in other places now because what the hell's the point? If you guys are going to keep demanding money from me because of your fucking Outback crates or your battle crates or your battle packs or Outbreak crates, I'm still thinking of the goddamn steakhouse. God damn it, because I'd rather be eating there than playing these video games at this point. Like, food. I could be spending my money on food and be getting fat, but my ass has spent the last year playing video games and barely eating. I could have been getting fat and enjoying myself and died of a heart attack by now and probably not even have to see any of this horrible shit that gaming has turned into. I wouldn't even be a gamer, I'd be an eater at that point. I wouldn't say professional eater, I just do it because food is awesome. Taco Bell, I'm really getting off topic, but that's mainly because I just don't want to think about this anymore. And I guess I should leave it there. Smash them likes. Smash the sub. If you feel like it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, what really matters anymore with gaming besides making money? And, it's kind of like what everything in the world is turning into. Everything is getting dominated by corporations right now. If you look at every single aspect of the United States, I guess, is the best way to put it. Everything from art, well, games used to be art. They still kind of are, but everything, I guess, from art to, like, business to anything is just being overly dominated by corporations, even to government, as being dominated by corporations through, we've made legal bribery, which is campaign donations. And, I guess it's one of those things where a lot of people don't see this, is that what corporations are doing right now is not only maximizing revenue. That's like the main, I guess the word that's mainly used for it. Maximize revenue, or I can't even, I think that's what it is. I can't remember the exact business term used because I'm not a complete asshole who wants to just milk people for cash, but that's one of the things that's happening. The other thing that's happening is businesses, these huge corporations, are trying to change the laws so little guys and little corporations and little studios and, like, think about it with video games. How many video games come out that are actually great? I can't remember the name of the game. There's one that came out recently from a small studio that's pretty damn good, and it deserves the praise for it. But how many of those do we get? How many games do we get that aren't from, like, Ubisoft or EA or Activision or Konami, Square Enix, like, with the microtransactions and all that? How many games do we get from small publishers, even with these small publishers without microtransactions and stuff like that? How many, like, the market there is dominated to a point where you have to resort to either crowdfunding or going to a publisher to make a video game. You need it to get the money in order to do so. I guess that's how way it is with anything. If you look at it, you need money to do shit, but it doesn't help when corporations are slowly tightening their grip on how much money is necessary in order to achieve something. Video game costs are going down, and anybody who Google searches can figure that one out. So these corporations crying that they need more money, especially from games that are years old, is bullshit. People have bought the games. These games have sales records, and that's one major aspect that these fuckers, I guess, didn't take into consideration. Maybe that these games do have sales numbers, and they have sold a lot of copies, as far as I know. Wildlands and Rainbow Six Siege, because I knew a lot of people that played it. I've played Rainbow Six Siege, that type of thing. Video games suck ass, and it's not like I come home to anything. It used to be I come home to video games and I'm happy. Now it's you come home to video games and they do something like this, where they add loot boxes or some sort of microtransactions, and then they're like, oh, but don't worry, it's just cosmetic. We're not doing anything to mess up the game here. You should be grateful for all the free content we've given you. You should be fucking thankful. You should be sucking my tits right now, thanking me for these loot boxes, these free few loot boxes that you will get, and the few that you can achieve through gameplay. You can't do, I don't think you can in Wildlands. See, that's another funny thing. In Wildlands, I believe you have to buy them after anything. I haven't heard, from what I've heard, this is just from what I've heard, from looking up people talking about it. In Wildlands, you can't get them any other way. And even on this, they're very vague about how to get them. It does say right here, but it's kind of vague when you look at it. Dude, like, but that's vague as shit. That doesn't even make sense. All players log in there, get a free one. That's their whole thing. Give you a taste of the drugs so you can get hooked early. Introduce gambling mechanics to children, and I bet it's cards too. How much you want to bet? I'm gonna bet money that they're following EA completely like they did with Wildlands, and when you open these up, it's cards. That's how they present your shit to you, in the form of cards. Like, I got a gun in Wildlands from a card. Does that make any goddamn sense? Imagine if I opened a pack of trading cards and inside was a fucking Beretta, a Beretta, or a fucking Tommy gun, or something, like a fucking M16. How the hell is that card gonna turn into a fucking M16? That's my main thing. Like, open up a pack of cards and I got an AK-47 trading card. Boom, brand new AK-47, AR-15, fucking Desert Eagle. If it was that goddamn easy, if it was that fucking easy. Loot boxes. You know, I thought if I was a child and I was still in school, what I would do, and not only does this make a statement about loot boxes, but you could make some damn money doing it, I would create from those little, you know, the 50 cents or the dollar things that you get from those toy machines, my own little loot box system, which is, you have a chance of winning $10. I'm not going to disclose the odds, but I have a sack full of those containers from those $1 to 50 cent machines, where they're all spray painted. Inside each one of them could be anything. It could be a rock, it could be a stick, it could be a little toy, but you still have a chance at getting $10. One of them has $10. Unannounced to anyone else, the $10 one is way at the fucking bottom. You don't get to dig through, you have to grab in and grab the first one you see. But, you know, it's a dollar entry, you get a try, you get a chance at $10. There's one of them is $10. Maybe I'll shake the bag, maybe I won't. But hey, you could still win $10. Oh, you got a rock? I'm sorry, that's RNG. You want to try again though? It's $1. You might get 10. For just $1, you could probably get $10. Oh, what's that? You got a toy? I'm sorry, you didn't want that? Well, just for another $1. Oh, boom, we're at $3, right? You paid me already twice now. Let's go again. $3. Okay, let's see. What did you get this time? Oh, damn, you got... What should we give him this time? A burnt-up cigarette, the end of a cigarette. Aw, isn't that a shame? I mean, if I was a kid. I'm not a kid right now, so I'm not in school. I plan to go to college, but as soon as I figure out what the fuck I want to do with my life. But you got the end of a cigarette. Isn't that a shame? You know what? Here, I'll throw you a deal. For $5, I'll give you 7 tries. There you go. $5, you get 7 tries at it. So, there we go. And you still didn't get $10? Aw, damn, but you know what? Try again. Oh, you're done trying? Well, have a good day, sir. Thank you very much for that $8 right there. If I'm counting my fingers right, you know, I'm just fucking around with this whole thing. I'm not even writing, like, scripts for my shit, so I just go off the top of my head. But either way, That's the point right there. See how much money I could make off of somebody? Especially if they have addictive tendencies. If they keep thinking they're going to make that $10, they will keep spending. And matter of fact, they'll probably walk away for a second and then come right back if they have addictive tendencies and try again a few more times until either they have no more money or they're completely satisfied that there's no chance of them getting the $10. And see, the thing is also, you gotta put in a few little rewards that make them actually feel special. Put in a few nice little things, you know? I mean, might just do that. Might someday. Maybe when I'm in college, I'll start doing something like that because, A, it's not gambling. You get something no matter what. That's the whole premise of these loot boxes. These are live, real loot boxes that I'm talking about in real life. Unlike the digital things, you're getting physical things. You don't have to pay for any currency or any of that, and it's not gambling. You're getting something for your money, no matter what. Even if it's not what you wanted, you're still getting something, right? It's not gambling. I mean, it's not giving you any advantages in life. It's not cosmetic, that's for sure, so you can't use the just cosmetic argument either. It's stuff. It's stuff. You know, you're still getting something. I guess I'll just leave it at that. I don't know. I'm fucking ranting here because I have, like, nothing else to say. I have nothing to say. There's no words for what they've done here. There's nothing for me to say about this anymore. I have no more words. I have nothing to give. I have nothing to ask for. They have betrayed me, and I know how they shall be from now on. We see you for who you really are, and it will not happen again. I'll stop the accents. I'm just being stupid. I'm gonna, like, bet money that my microphone didn't record anything I said, because it's been doing that lately. I don't know why. Just desktop recording in general has kind of been a pain with audio. Doesn't matter, though. What does it matter? This game's not worthy of my time.